So, you're here to see whether the claims in the title are actually true or not. That's fair enough, because on the face of it, it doesn't sound like a win-win. Just an in-win. So can you really buy a cheap, reliable fan that looks cool and actually cools your PC at the same time? I mean, let's see, shall we? Good day, Stefano, I'm Geo, and welcome into another episode of Geos-Tech, where I kind of, let you have a look behind the scenes and see some of the stuff that I'm using day to day, and that really helps me out. Today we'll be looking at the lengthily named, hang on a second, Sirius Extreme Pure ASE120P fans from InWin. Now I want to say straight off the bat that this isn't a sponsored video, these are just the fans that I've been using in my case for the past year or so. So this review comes from a bit more of a personal experience. If this video helps you out in any way, I would love it if you could drop a like down below. Hit the subscribe button if you feel like any of these are helping out, and just really help me out along the way as well. Otherwise, if you don't and this video helps you anyway, then that's all that I'm aiming to do. So enjoy yourself here, hopefully this helps you out, and let's get into it, shall we?
Question 5. What are those?
So first things first, these bad boys. This is what we're here about today. Cool? 3-pack of white, well, these ones are white, you can get black obviously. 3-pack of fans that cost me $50 here in New Zealand, which is, what, $17 a fan? It's about $30 US as well for the whole pack. Actually, at the time of recording, I was looking at the website for these on Extreme PC and Computer Lounge and stuff. There are a couple of local PC places around here. They're on sale for like, I think about $30 New Zealand, which is like 19 US, which is just unheard of value for 3 fans. Oh, did I mention you get a 3-pack? I did? Oh, it doesn't matter. You get a 3-pack for less than $20. It's a win-win, right? Oh, and InWin, awesome company, very reputable. If you haven't heard of InWin, they're predominantly a PC case and power supply manufacturer out of Taiwan. Gamers Nexus recently did a tour around their factory, saw some of their new case designs, which look really cool. They're a reputable company. They've been in this game for a long, long time now, and to get good, reliable fans like this for less than $20 US, obviously, then I think it's a win-win, really. And that's kind of like the end of the video, right? Okay, sweet, off we go. No, we won't leave it there, but I want to dive into them a bit better, so let's just jump into the box and have a look at what you actually get for your money when you buy these things. As you can see, this is the RGB controller for the actual fans themselves. If you want to use that, that's fine. It's got a little SATA connector on one side and the 3-pin ARGB header on the other side. Comes with a little bit sticky tape? No, comes with a little foot on the back. I think you'd probably put some tape on there and stick quite nicely, but obviously I'm not using it at the moment. As far as the fans go, the fans obviously come with self-tapping screws, so you get to stick them in yourself. Obviously, here we are, one of the fans. As you can see, there's a bunch of cabling. Obviously, this is a cheap fan. It's not like your Corsair or anything like that, where you've got quick connects and all that sort of jazz. So you get one cable for the RGB, which is daisy chainable between each of the fans, which is really helpful. And then the other one is the power cable and controls the speed, obviously. So there we are. I mean, that's basically it. As you can see, there's not a huge amount of RGB in it. It's actually lit around the edge lighting in here. I find it a lot nicer than the RGB vomit ones that you can get these days, which light up from the hub and light the fans up. I've got some of those in the case at the moment. I think I like the style of the InWin RGB better than I like the ones that I got from Fantex that came with the case. So obviously, with them being a bit cheaper, you obviously don't get things like the quality of life things like the Corsair fans, where you get the quick disconnects and stuff like that. These are much more utilitarian, and you have to connect all the wires yourself, and you obviously end up with a bit of cable management to do in the back, which I guess is where paying a little bit more money for something newer, maybe with better connections, comes into play. But at this price, like I think it's a win-win, really. You also get these little sticker mats, obviously. So these are your rubber feet that go in the corners of the fans. You can choose to stick them on wherever you like then. One thing you do actually get one for each of the feet. I guess to save on costs, it would make you do it yourself. Which, I mean, it's fine, really. It doesn't really bother me. And then you get some little random circular bits as well, if you need them. Obviously, don't. Switch that. So as far as specs go, they're 120mm square, 25mm thick, so kind of standard as far as case fans go these days. The internal frame itself isn't quite square, isn't quite circular. It's what InWin calls squoval, which I'm guessing is a portmanteau of square and oval. They're kind of mushed together. The RGB element is reserved for the squoval frame. Love saying squoval. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why I like saying squoval so much. Maybe it sounds like a Pokemon kind of, I guess. It's just a funny word. Oh, I forgot to mention, they feel really sturdy as well. It's not like they're flexible, and they don't feel cheap, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of the fans you can get are quite flexible and they have a bit of twist to them, whereas these are just solid. They feel really sturdy and robust. As far as the RGB goes, you can control it with the RGB controller that comes in the box. However, it does also work with all of the major RGB software, so ASRock Polychrome, Asus Aura, Gigabyte Fusion, is it? And MSI's Mystic Light. However, I've got it set up and linked to Signal RGB, which is better than the rest of them, and you don't have to deal with all of the bulk and bloatware of some of the other RGB software. So that's pretty good. One of my favorite things about this is actually the RGB look of it, because I think sometimes you can get a bit too much and RGB vomity with a lot of things. Transy Royal. Transy Royal. That's just too much. However, these ones are quite, I was going to say refined. It's kind of refined. They're very well controlled. They're very diffuse lights, and I think they look pretty cool. As far as the actual cooling goes, I obviously have no way of testing this apart from telling you that it's been running fine. I've never had any issues with cooling in my PC as far as overall temps in the case go. So on the box, it'll tell you that it moves 54 cubic feet per minute at 1500 RPMs, which is quite remarkable actually, and they're very good at doing it. As far as static pressure goes, they say 1.55 millimeters of H2O. So as far as static pressure goes, they're actually quite good for putting on things like radiators. As far as cooling for my CPU goes at the moment, I don't actually have a radiator. I've only got the standard box cooler from Ryzen, so I haven't actually had a chance to test it on a radiator, but I would imagine that it would work pretty well. As far as noise goes, I've had them running in the background now at around 1500 RPM, between 1200 and 1500 RPM at the moment. And I don't know if you can pick anything up. I'm pretty sure you can't hear anything. I downloaded a decibel meter for my phone, and they've been running at around 20 to 22 decibels at 1200 RPM, and around 25 decibels when they're spun up. But this isn't noticeable because I think the CPU core is obviously spinning up faster than, or spinning up louder than that, and I think most of the noise comes from the CPU cooler rather than these InWin fans anyway, so it's actually quite good. So what more can I say? They move a lot of air at low noise, they look cool, they're cheap. It's pretty much a win-win. InWin? All round. As far as these fans go, I can't recommend them highly enough. Look, you're getting 3 fans for less than $10 each. It's fantastic. They look cool. I mean, maybe you don't like the look of them, maybe you do. I personally love them. Once I do manage to upgrade to a proper all-in-one cooler for the CPU, maybe I'll give them a go on there, and I'll update this video and just let you know how well they actually work as far as moving air through a radiator goes. Until then though, all I can say is I hope this video helped you out with trying to decide whether you want to buy these or not. They're really good. I can't recommend them enough. $30, awesome price. If this video did help you out and you'd like to leave a subscribe and a like, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. If not, and it helped you out make a decision and not waste your money, that's ultimately why I'm here. So all I can say is, thanks for tuning in. Kaki te ano. Kia ata whai. Stay safe, be kind, and I will see you in the next video.